the election.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad, man, that America stood up. It looks like the country's red as it's ever been. California's red. I've been telling people didn't want to listen to me. I'm telling you, I live here. I know. Even though the politics are fucked up here, Jeff, the state has had enough, and I think all states have had enough. I think we looked at ourselves in the mirror as America and said, whoever is voting this other way is just, they must be condoning everything from fucking trafficking to made-up humans to fucking everything else we've seen in the world today that looks sickening to all of us. I think we had enough. That's really what it was. And bottom line, it's not a sexism thing, Jeff. I wanted to ask you this right out the gate. Everyone's claiming sexism. No, it's not. And it's not a woman of color either that lost. It's this woman of color who lost. It's not a woman.
Well, but it was, and I said this on Twitter, it really had nothing to do. Look, I know you don't care. It doesn't matter to me to pay gas 2 cents cheaper. I really don't care about that in the end. Would I like stuff to be cheaper? Sure. But to me, the reason as kind of an independent that I voted Donald Trump is because I completely repudiated the woke idea. I did not want the woke idea. I think it's ruining this society. I think wokeism has destroyed this country slowly. And I think a lot of people, black, white, Spanish, Asian, didn't matter, said, you know what? We don't love this guy, but he's a better option, and we're done with this woke shit. And people said enough is enough.
Yeah, the Spanish population stood the fuck up. And that's what everyone thought the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans and everybody from California to New York was going to say, oh, we hate Trump. No, they actually fucking showed up in groves. They showed up in groves and voted Trump. They're tired of this shit too. They actually love the fact that they came over here and did it the right way, had to deal with the green card situation and going through the process and getting over here to America that's given them a better life. And they don't want the illegals that don't have to do all that in this country taking their jobs. So
well, let me tell you something as well. And you know, as you know, when it comes to, you know, the election in these states, particularly in this one in Pennsylvania, the goal of Republicans in this race was to not get blown out in Philadelphia, right? So generally Philadelphia gets 85%. The goal this year was, let's get it to 70. Let's cut into the margins a little bit. And guess what this state did as well? They had decent Latino production. And a lot of people are going to bring this up. The Amish, there's about 50 to 60,000 Amish in this state, right? If you can get half of them to vote, which that's about where they are at this point. A lot of the older folks don't vote, but young Amish who just not one voted Kamala, not one. There's no way would they ever vote for Kamala Harris. So in this county, we have the largest Amish settlement in the country, right in this county right here. So little things like that is the reason Donald Trump won in this state and some of the important ones.
And they're heavy. They're heavy in Michigan, Kansas, Utah. Amish is heavy there too. And I know a lot of Amish. I actually was real cool with a few of them that live right across the street from my facility in Kansas. They all voted Trump, man. Their whole denomination, their whole little area there, Amish, a whole little community in Kansas voted Trump too. So like they showed out as well. So it is what it is, man. All I wanted to know is, like, we got towns like Quanzito in the chat here is a Long Beach native, a brother. And Long Beach is red. That's never in my life that I remember. I think we're just tired. We're tired. The inner city showed up and said, fuck this. I want my fucking tax money. I don't want my tax money going out to these other fucking weird-ass places. We don't even know where it's going. And then our roads in this city and our state roads are fucking unbelievably horrible. And we're just like, oh, we're paying taxes for what? And so I just don't get it, man. I'm glad that we actually stood up and made a voice.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I know you know this, the liberal TikTok has been going crazy the last, and it's hilarious. I mean, sure. You know what's so funny about these people too? There's literally a response to everything. So, Coach, here's the one thing I'll say to anybody that wants to talk about these liberals, mostly women. We want rights to abortion, right? They want that ability, right? They want to be able to essentially kill their child if they wanted to. But these are the same people that are talking about how much they hate Israel because Israel kills children. How does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's a great point. Here's the unbelievable part about this. I'm pro-woman. Like, I want the woman to make the fucking decision on their own body as to whether they should have the right to abort or not. That's just me. I'm against the right on that, actually. But what I'm not against is the left wanting a baby to show its head out of the vagina.
Yeah, that's...
And then kill it. That to me is demonic as demonic gets.
But here's the truth. I mean, Donald Trump said as recently as the last day or two, he wanted to even grow the length from 6 weeks to longer, right? That said, we don't, as you just said, we don't want to be killing the child as it's coming out. Like that's insane. Like
that's what I'm saying, man. Like the abortion though, that you brought up, I'm glad you brought it up. The abortion overkill from Kamala Harris is what lost her this thing. That's not the only thing that lost it, but I'm saying like, this is how she was doing it, Jeff. Electronically, she didn't want to show up and do anything, and Trump's campaign had to have ran one of the greatest campaigns.
He did the groundwork. He went on the Joe Rogans and that's big, man.
The Nelk boys, all the people that have the young people's attention, right? They got the young people's ears, and Kamala refused to do it because she knew she was fake. You can't fake.
She thought that just because she had all these big celebrities, Beyonce and Eminem, and that's another thing that I was really proud of. Can we agree that at this point nobody gives a fuck what Cardi B and Robert De Niro think? Listen, Robert De Niro is the greatest actor in the history of film. It's that simple. But people like him, people just don't care about anymore, man.
Nah, you're right. That's
why they don't care about their opinions.
That tells me the younger people must have showed up because the young kids don't know what the fuck Robert De Niro is other than going watching The Godfather or something. They don't know who he really is. And the Cardi B shit. This is correct me if I'm wrong. She is a immigrant of some sort, correct?
I believe she's Dominican.
She's Dominican of some sort and still can't speak great English. Comes over here, benefited from American popularity, American money. She's benefited from all these kids, and she can't even get up there and not read a teleprompter correctly. And
but that's more the issue. She wasn't a genuine, interesting. She didn't genuinely like Kamala. She was told to say this stuff. And that's where, and I told my mom this. My mom and I were talking about this. I told her, I said, you know, the biggest issue that Kamala has, other than the woke bullshit, is you can see through her. She's faker than a $3 bill. And all the people that supported her, celebrity-wise, were fake too.
I know you covered this probably, but didn't she drug men and say it?
She did. She was a stripper in the Bronx at one point, and she said it on camera. And by the way, last year she talked about, you know, the economy being bad and like
she wouldn't vote. Last year she said she wouldn't vote, and she was a Donald Trump leaning person.
Listen, if you throw $10 million at somebody, they'll do what you tell them.
Yeah,
that's why she couldn't. If let me tell you something. If someone came on to me and said, "Hey, I want you to say a couple of nice words about Jason Brown," I wouldn't need a teleprompter to tell me what to say. I would just know already. That's how you could tell she was not a genuine. Like if you had Amber Rose on your podcast, I don't think she'd need to tell you. She wouldn't need a teleprompter to tell you how much she likes Donald Trump. She just did her, homework.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Amber Rose.
And Amber Rose is a porn star. She's not I would say a porn star. She's not exactly someone I want women looking up to either.
That's what I'm saying. I can care less about these celebrities.
When did women, I find this interesting, when did they become so emboldened? I see a lot of them are no longer going to hook up with men. They don't want nothing to do with men. These are the same women, though, a week or two ago, are probably asking men to pay their bills and give them nail money and do this and do that. Now you're on your own. Now you're on your fucking own. Okay? No more of that.
This is the women that we think that are this is who the fuck. That's who votes for Kamala. I'm just going to be real.
I got a kick out of the ones that are like, we're done with men. It's like, and they look like that. It's like, well, good. Thanks. You're doing us a favor.
It's funny. You brought something up. You got these guys like, these talk show hosts that have huge followings. Jimmy Kimmel.
Van Jones. Van Jones was literally going to cry.
How about fucking the talk show host? fucking what's his name cry last night?
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. You.
By the way, this is Jimmy Kimmel years ago, and this is sad about him. He had a show called The Man Show years ago with Adam Carolla. It was funny. They used to talk about like it was just like
a doctor. What's the name? The white hair.
Yeah, it was funny. Like they talked about like just funny shit. Now look at him. Look what a sellout he is.
But
like,
look at all the people that used to like Trump. Oprah, The View, bitches.
Oh, Joy Behar, yeah.
They all love Trump. All of a sudden, you don't like Trump? Like, it's crazy. But
yeah.
You liked him when he paid you.
Yeah, of course. And all these people would, if Donald Trump came to them and said, hey, listen, she's going to give you 10 million, we'll give you 25. They do it. They're all fake. They're all phonies.
Yeah, and then you got this right here. I want to get your take on this. This teacher boycotted and suspended class.
Oh, yeah.
This fucking lady who claims to be queer immigrant of color says in good conscience she couldn't have a teaching day, so she told the class dismissed.
But this is what this country voted against. The proliferation of this shit right here. This something happens, I break a nail, or I don't want to do something because they don't like me because I'm queer, whatever that means.
Crutch. It's a crutch.
Yeah, it's we can't do anything if it's not perfect. We're gonna fall on a sword over everything. This is what you voted against, and this is what people are tired of. This is what, no matter, again, if you're white, black, you live in rural areas, urban areas, people said, we don't want these people teaching our kids. We don't want to deal with the constant fucking excuses. But I'll tell you what, and mark my words, you know what the new war in this country is? And it's not for me. I don't care. Women against men is the new war. That's what they're building here. I'm telling you, because you're already seeing it. These women banding together. We're not dealing with men at all anymore. You know, I'm telling you, that's the new war. Women are going to be tough to deal with. I'm telling you.
You know what though? But it's only the weak liberal women. Like the conservative woman out here who's much.
There's a lot of them, dude. There's a lot of liberal women.
The conservative women that is much sexier than the liberal woman. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh, sure. Candace Owens is slamming. You know,
but just look at all the women that voted and came out and voted for Trump, though. They understand it. They get it. A lot of them are married men, married women.
And you know what, Coach? I'm glad it happened because now we can all see which, like, I've had women, like I know women, like friends of mine, they won't talk to me. And they don't know anything about how I feel. Like I try to give them fact. They don't want to hear it. It's just, I voted against their rights. And I said, let me ask you, be honest to me. If you do it, I'll give you $100. Give me one right you lost that you didn't have a week ago or you had a week ago. And not one of them can do it. Because
and then the fake fucking broad that I just can't stand. You think she's smoking hot and all that, but two things can be true to Smitty's point. Your girl Reese, a month ago, she said she was too uneducated to vote. And then yesterday, she's sick to her stomach that America let her down for voting for Trump. Now, I don't know.
Listen, as someone who's done a lot of dumb shit on the internet, I don't know who is in control of what she does. I mean, she's off the fucking deep end, bro. Like she does some wild shit. You know, like I'm being what'd she say? I'm being sexualized. Yet anytime you see her, she looks like an escort at an award show. It's like, and then she does stuff like this when a month ago, as you said, I'm not getting involved with the election. Like LeBron James talking about this and that about his daughter. It's like, dude, you're a fucking billionaire. Your kids are going to run for anything.
Here's the thing, Jeff. You don't have kids. I do have a daughter, but here's the thing. LeBron James comes out and says, I have a daughter and a wife. I want them to have this, and that.
We all have mothers and stuff.
Jeff, I got a daughter too. And you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to be a fucking woman and not a fucking made up human. And I want to defend my daughter's right too. You know why? I don't want fucking boys to come in my daughter's bathroom and change. I don't want boys to play my daughter in sports.
And you know what?
Boys to have fucking tampons.
And I saw a great response. A black guy did a video I saw. It was really well done. He responded to a comment where a woman said, you know, we need to protect our sons and our black daughters. And he said, so why are you telling them to kill their grandchildren? Why are you like? Why is it okay to just have a child out of wedlock? You don't give a shit, and just because you don't want it, all right, well, I'll just get rid of it. We have to look. If you get R-worded or SA'd, sure, there should be rules where you can do what you have to do. But if you're just careless,
yeah, it's not you. You made that choice.
Yeah, like that's the problem, man. There hasn't been repercussions for people anymore, right?
And Jeff, let's be honest. I also think, and you think the same way because you cover the crime world. The crime that's going on in this country, we've always had crime, but the crime without consequence is what we haven't had, and that's what we've had. And I think
we haven't had.
We haven't had enough. There's a place out here in Malibu, California, very affluent neighborhood. Of course, it's out there. It's nice. You could say it's rich, whatever. There's a small business that you and I both defend. Put the price tag on everything in the store, $951. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but they put $951 for everything. A Snickers bar, $951. You know why? You know why it is, but
yeah, I know why. Yeah.
So if you steal it, you fucking go to jail. Because in California, $950 is the limit. You can walk out with $950 and not have any fucking repercussion. So they were so smart and it was unbelievable. I love it. I want to go to the fucking. I want to take my boat up there and just fucking go in there. When you shop and check out as a paying customer, though, they give you an automatic discount to buy the Snickers at $2. So it's like they're fucking smart. I love that they did that. And I think we should do it until Trump takes office and starts putting these motherfuckers in jail for walking out of fucking places that have eliminated the Rite Aids, the Thrifties, all the shit we used to be able to go in are empty now, Jeff. They're locked up. Deodorant's locked up and fucking mouthwash is locked up because they're stealing all this shit.
I related a lot, Coach, to like I talk about the mafia, right? And the mafia in 2024 no longer kills people. And you're thinking to yourself, well, how would that make any sense? There's an edict in the mafia from the 5 families. They no longer kill people. They can't. There's so much under scrutiny of the government, they can't do it anymore. So what has happened is they're completely neutered. Nobody fears them anymore, right? And it's the same thing in this country. If you commit a crime and nothing fucking happens, you're a criminal. Your mind is criminal. You're going to go out and keep doing shit. You're going to keep robbing people because nothing's going to happen. And then the people that are coming in that are criminals, they're going to start doing it too because there's no fucking fuck around and find out. You can do whatever you want.
Emilio, you're talking to somebody like myself that actually understands the bigger thing here. And I don't think you understand.
And nobody said he did. Nobody said he did.
Nobody said he does control local criminal laws. You know what he controls, though, now? The fucking House and the Senate, you fucking ignorant idiots. The House and the Senate. You know who trickles down to that? The sheriffs, the fucking local people in town are not going to go against the Senate and the House and the president, by the way, when they start to spread this down.
And there's also a mandate from the top that we're no longer going to accept this nonsense. It's pretty simple. And again, to me, I've always told you, and I mean this, partly I agree with what he just said, partly because at the end of the day, the reason crime is out of control in certain cities like Philadelphia and Chicago is the individuals that are in control of prosecuting people in those areas. The DAs, the Larry Krasners, the George Gascons, the Alvin Braggs. Those are the people that are ruining this, and we need to get rid of those folks.
And I'm sure you agree with me. You probably, I don't know if you've heard Trump's lawyer come out and went after the judge that's trying to go.
Yeah, Letitia, I've heard that.
He came out and said, "Go ahead and keep trying. We're gonna throw your fat ass in jail too," because she knows now. The card's been played, Jeff. She fucking knows.
But this is the issue too. Like, why are we continuing to hope? Like, Trump says, you know what, or Biden says, you know what. I'm not going to prosecute him anymore. We're done with that. Unity-wise, we're done with that. So you know what Trump should do? Truly. Trump should go to Biden and say, you know what? I thank you for that. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to pardon your son as a show of unity. And that'll show that you and I are on the same page. We're not going to prosecute him. You're not going to prosecute me. We're just going to move on here. And then you got this scumbag. Letitia James is a scumbag, a straight-up scumbag. She does not prosecute violent criminals. She has no interest in doing it. She's worried about fucking bullshit going on in bureaucracy and she wants to be the next senator or the next governor. That's her goal. And that's what they do. So
listen, we'll get into some sports here with you. I know you got to go because you got a big show.
I got 2 minutes. Yeah,
I know. Sorry.
But this is a good topic.
Yeah, and I was going to say, my brother's in the Air Force. He was a fighter pilot in the Air Force for 20 years. Now he's on the pharmaceutical side, so he kind of sees both government, how they act on that, and then the world that we live in. And he's like, dude, it was way too easy of a transition this year. Kamala came out and said, here you go, Trump. Here's the key. Come on in. We welcome you to the White House. Remember, he hasn't inaugurated yet till January. He has to be on his P's and Q's and have his head on a swivel until he is in there. Because
I don't think you're going to hear much from him.
There's either a bigger plan by the left, because they tried to assassinate this dude 2 times. Let's not avoid the fucking conversation. This guy's not out of harm's way, in my opinion. My gut tells me some things that they either have another plan, like my brother said. It's either A, the puppet masters, the deep state.
But what would that solve? I mean,
let me ask you this, because this is what he threw at me. The deep state are the puppet masters that control the true presidencies that we know. Do you think my brother could be onto something when he says, man, they want one party going forward? Do you believe that this could be a real thing? They think that they're going to turn this into some sort of gray area. Because even CNN, Jeff, when CNN comes out and says it was way too left, and that's why they got blown out in this election, they got to get back centered. That tells me something.
This is where I get off the boat. I think if that were true, he would never have won. What would it solve to do it now? Because if you did it now, he's still the president-elect.
Yeah, but you and I and Matt just left. All 3 of us all just said on this show, we're independent. Think about it. Independent voters now are
Joe
voting
Biden.
Trump.
But if Donald Trump, let's say Donald Trump dies of natural causes tomorrow, it's not like Kamala's going to then be the president. Like, that's not how it works. Kamala's out. She's done. She will never be the president. She's like the 15th favorite to win the 2028. She's done. She's out. Walter and her are done. And Biden is old. It would just go to J.D. Vance. That he'd be the next president. It wouldn't solve anything.
I think you have to get through inauguration, though.
No, he's the president-elect. You can't. Joe Biden's old. He's done.
No. I'm saying for Vance to get it. I think Trump has
but he's
to
already. Yeah, but he's already the elect. So if Trump would die, yeah, it would go to Vance, and then it would go to whoever is the third. What is it? Whatever Speaker of the House.
Yeah.